Mixing grounds and neutrals in an electrical panel is not permissible. This creates a serious safety hazard that could result in electrical shocks or fires. In a properly wired electrical panel, the grounds and neutrals must be kept separate. The grounds are connected to the metal frame of the panel and to the ground rods outside the home. The neutrals are connected to the neutral bus bar inside the panel and to the utility company's neutral wire. If you have grounds and neutrals mixed, it is critical to have a qualified electrician correct this issue as soon as possible. To understand why this is important, consider the functions of the grounding and neutral conductors. The neutral conductor provides a return path for normal current flow back to the source, which is typically the transformer. The grounding conductor, on the other hand, is meant to provide a safe path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and clearing the fault. When grounds and neutrals are mixed, fault current can flow on the neutral conductor, which can energize any metallic parts connected to the grounding system, creating a shock hazard. This is especially dangerous because people may come into contact with these metallic parts, such as appliance housings or water pipes, assuming they are safe to touch. Furthermore, when the neutral and ground are improperly connected, it can cause a circulating current in the grounding system, which can create electromagnetic interference and potentially damage sensitive electronic equipment. It is also important to note that electrical codes such as the National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifically prohibit the mixing of grounds and neutrals in electrical panels except under certain circumstances, such as in the main service panel. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the proper installation of grounding and bonding systems to ensure electrical safety. One of the most important requirements is that the neutral conductor must be isolated from the grounding conductor at all subpanels. This means that the neutral bus bar in a subpanel must not be bonded to the panel enclosure. The grounding conductor, on the other hand, must be bonded to the panel enclosure and connected to a grounding electrode system such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe. The purpose of this separation is to prevent fault current from flowing on the neutral conductor and to ensure that fault current flows on the grounding conductor, tripping the circuit breaker or fuse. In the main service panel, the neutral conductor is typically bonded to the panel enclosure and connected to the grounding electrode system. This is because the main service panel is the point where the electrical system is grounded to earth. However, even in a main service panel, it is important to ensure that the neutral and grounding conductors are properly sized and installed to prevent excessive voltage drop and to provide a low impedance path for fault current to flow. When an electrician corrects this condition, they will typically separate the grounds and neutrals in the panel by moving the ground wires to a separate ground bus bar that is bonded to the panel enclosure. The neutral wires will remain connected to the neutral bus bar, which is isolated from the panel enclosure. The electrician will also verify the grounding electrode system is properly installed and that all grounding connections are tight and corrosion-free. Furthermore, the electrician will perform tests to ensure that the grounding system is functioning properly and that there are no stray voltages in the grounding conductors. It is also important to note that the proper installation of grounding and bonding systems requires specialized knowledge and skills. Therefore, it is always recommended to hire a qualified electrician to perform this type of work. A qualified electrician will be familiar with the electrical codes and will have the experience and expertise to ensure that the grounding system is installed correctly and safely. In addition to correcting the immediate problem of mixed grounds and neutrals, it is also a good idea to have the electrician inspect the rest of the electrical system to ensure that it is in good condition and meets all applicable codes and standards. This inspection may include checking the wiring, circuit breakers, outlets, and other electrical components for any signs of damage or wear. By taking these steps, you can help ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system and prevent future problems from occurring. Therefore, if an inspection reveals the mixing of grounds and neutrals within your electrical panel, consider this a priority to address. Engaging a licensed electrician promptly is crucial to mitigate potential hazards and ensure the electrical safety of the building. The electrician will not only rectify the immediate issue but also assess the entire electrical system for compliance with safety regulations and standards. Keep in mind that electrical work involves inherent risks, and attempting to resolve such issues without proper training and expertise can lead to severe consequences, including electrical shock, fire, and even fatalities. Therefore, it is always best to leave electrical work to the professionals who have the knowledge, skills, and equipment to do the job safely and correctly. In addition to the immediate safety concerns, correcting the mixing of grounds and neutrals can also help improve the overall performance and efficiency of the electrical system. A properly grounded and bonded electrical system can help reduce electrical noise and interference, which can improve the performance of sensitive electronic equipment. It can also help prevent voltage fluctuations and power surges, which can damage electrical appliances and equipment. Ultimately, investing in the proper installation and maintenance of the electrical system is a wise decision that can protect property, prevent injuries, and save money in the long run. Remember to always prioritize safety when dealing with electrical systems and to seek the help of a qualified electrician when needed. Furthermore, depending on the age of the electrical panel and the wiring within the home, it might be worthwhile to consider an upgrade of the entire electrical system. Older homes often have electrical systems that are not designed to handle the demands of modern appliances and electronics. Upgrading the electrical system can provide increased capacity, improved safety features, and greater reliability. This could involve replacing the electrical panel, upgrading the wiring, and installing new outlets and circuits. While this can be a significant investment, it can also provide peace of mind knowing that the electrical system is up to code and can safely handle the electrical needs. It's also important to be aware of the specific requirements of the local electrical codes and regulations. These codes may vary depending on the location and may have specific requirements for grounding, bonding, and wiring. A qualified electrician will be familiar with these codes and will ensure that the electrical system is installed in compliance with all applicable regulations. When hiring an electrician, it is important to check their credentials and ensure that they are licensed and insured. A licensed electrician has met the requirements for education, training, and experience and has passed an examination to demonstrate their knowledge of electrical codes and safety practices. Insurance protects the homeowner from liability in case of accidents or damages that may occur during the electrical work. It is also a good idea to ask for references and to check online reviews to get an idea of the electrician's reputation and quality of work. By taking these precautions, you can help ensure that you are hiring a qualified and reputable electrician who will do the job safely and correctly. Furthermore, it is important to maintain the electrical system on a regular basis to prevent problems from occurring. This includes periodically inspecting the wiring outlets and circuit breakers for any signs of damage or wear. It also includes testing the ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, to ensure that they are functioning properly. GFCIs are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting ground faults and interrupting the circuit. They are typically installed in bathrooms, kitchens, and other areas where there is a risk of water exposure. By testing the GFCIs on a regular basis, you can ensure that they are providing the intended protection. Another important aspect of electrical safety is to avoid overloading circuits. Overloading a circuit can cause the wires to overheat, which can lead to a fire. To avoid overloading circuits, it is important to know the amperage rating of the circuit and to avoid plugging in too many appliances or devices into the same circuit. The amperage rating of the circuit is typically indicated on the circuit breaker or fuse. It is also important to use extension cords and power strips safely. Extension cords should be used only temporarily and should not be run under rugs or furniture, where they can overheat. Power strips should be used only for low power devices and should not be used to daisy chain multiple power strips together. Also, be wary of aluminum wiring. Homes built in the late 1960s and early 1970s may have aluminum wiring instead of copper wiring. Aluminum wiring is more prone to corrosion and can overheat, creating a fire hazard. If you have aluminum wiring in home, it is important to have it inspected by a qualified electrician. The electrician may recommend replacing the aluminum wiring with copper wiring or installing special connectors that are designed to prevent corrosion. In addition to these practical tips, It is also important to educate yourself and others about electrical safety. This includes teaching children about the dangers of electricity and keeping electrical cords and outlets out of their reach. It also includes being aware of the signs of electrical hazards, such as flickering lights, sparking outlets, and burning smells. By taking these precautions, you can help create a safe environment for yourself and others. Remember to treat electricity with respect and to always prioritize safety when dealing with electrical systems. If you have any questions or concerns about electrical safety, consult a qualified electrician.